Welcome in, my name is Brett Kleur. I am a pro drummer from South Africa, and in this video, we're going to look at one of my favorite features of Pro Metronome, and that is the playlist mode. It essentially allows you to create a playlist of songs with different tempos, and you can change the settings of each song, and you just simply press to go to the next song, and then that will adjust what the metronome is doing. As you make these playlists, there's also stage mode, which makes it easier when you actually on stage gigging with a band, and you just simply press to go to the next song, and a few other features, but we'll look at those as we look at the app. I use this when I'm playing in church because it is my role to start the songs off for the band. So I put the metronome on, I click out whatever the tempo is, and then we start the song, then I move on to the next song, do the same thing. Having the playlist in stage mode just makes that whole process so smooth. Okay, so we're now going to go into the app, and I'm going to show you how to get to the playlist mode, and I'm going to show you how to use it. So here we are on the Pro Metronome app. This is what it looks like when you open the app. To get to the playlist mode, you're going to press this button at the bottom. So here's the default playlist that the app just gives you to show you how it works, but what we're going to do here is create our own playlist, and you can start that by clicking this button on the right. You're then going to press here where it says playlists. Then you're going to go down to the left where it says new list and press that. Okay, so now we need to give our new list a name. I'm just going to call this playlist A. Now we're going to go into playlist A, and here's where we can start adding songs. So I'm going to press new song. And this first one, I'm just going to call it song 1, and it's going to be 100 BPM. Okay, and then you can scroll down here to actually control how those beats are played when the metronome kind of gets the BPM going. For this, I'm just going to keep it basic, and then I'm going to click save. There's our first song. Let's add another one. This one's going to be called song 2, and I'm going to make it 90 BPM. And then just for interest's sake, I'm going to use these functions here. If you do want to change the accents or how the beats sound, you can press on these buttons to change how they are. So you see there's one with an accent, there's one with an accent but a bit softer, there's with no accent, so all these beats will sound the same. You can even have a rest there, so like the example here is this will only beat beats 2, 3, and 4. So for this example, I'm going to go to beat 3 and then make that an accent as well. Okay, then I'll press save. Let's add one more song. And then this one's going to be a lot slower at 60 BPM. All right, so there's our playlist, and we're going to now press the cross at the top. You can now see those 3 songs here on the screen. And basically, if you just want to use this here, you click on one. You can then just simply press on another song to get that BPM. Well, that's all good and well. The app goes much deeper, allowing far more customization, and it actually makes things a lot easier for you with the features it offers. So firstly, you have this button on the bottom left which says switch settings. If you press that, you can now choose whether the song changes immediately, or if you click on the next song and you say on the next bar, it will finish that bar on the top here and then it will move to the next one. So let's see how that works. I'm now going to press on song 2, but it's going to finish the bar first. Let's do it for the next one. All right, let's go back to switch settings and we'll turn that back to immediately. You can also do an auto switch, which now you'll see it added these ×4 things here, which means that this song is going to go for 4 bars, then it's going to move to the next song. Then the same thing's going to happen, then it's going to move to the next song. You can also go to the switch settings and you can loop the list, which means that it will just start again when it gets to the end. But we all know that no songs are just 4 bars. So if you want to have the actual number of bars for a song, you can change that by going into the edit feature over here. So here's the list of songs. If I click on one, we're going back to where we created the song, and it says here repeated bars 4. A usual song might be somewhere between 140 and 160, so I'm just going to say 140 bars. So now we're back to see all the songs. You can see there it has changed to 140, and after 140 bars, it will move to song 2. There's a useful setting here that allows you to override song settings very quickly. So if I go to song 1 and change the BPM to something else, and I want to save that setting, I can then just hold my finger down on that song and it gives me the option to override. So now you're likely going to have more than just one playlist. So how do you edit playlists and navigate around them? We're going to go back to where it says edit. Then we're going to see at the top here where it says playlists. As you go there, you click on it and you will see here there are 2 playlists. Now you can go to the bottom where it says edit. If you press that, it will now highlight these playlists and you have a few options of what you can do with them. First thing you can do is just move them around. If I want to delete a playlist, I can just press this red button. So I'm going to delete the default playlist. I can also then copy a playlist and duplicate it by pressing this button and going to duplicate at the bottom. So I'm going to call that playlist A, duplicate. Now I have both those playlists and I can slightly edit the second one if I want to. Okay, so that's awesome, but it can get a bit much if you're playing on stage. So there is a thing called stage mode that makes everything a lot more clearer and simpler if you just have your phone next to you. So now let's look at the stage mode. To get to stage mode, all you need to do is press this button at the bottom where it says stage mode. Firstly, it turns them into big buttons that are much bigger, so it's easier to navigate through these when you're playing on stage. And all you need to do is just click on one, and it will play for you. Then you have this thing at the bottom called playback control, and currently it says auto switch on, which means that when that plays 4 bars and it finishes, it will move to the next song. I can come in here and turn that off, so that this will now just click for as long as it's there, and if I want to go to the next song, I will then press the next song. You also have an auto stop feature, which if I go here, I can now choose from here how many bars I want this song to beat for. And if I say 4, it will stop after 4 bars. There's one last thing to show you, and that is this feature that allows you to actually share these lists. So if you're in a band and everyone wants to practice at home with the metronome, or if everyone wants to have some sort of control over what's happening with these metronome click tracks that you're creating, you can share them amongst everyone. So this is how you do it. To share a list, you're going to go back to the editing tool over here. From here, you can just go to the bottom where it says share list. From here, you can just send it to wherever, so you can send it to your laptop, or you could even just send it to a friend over Messenger. For now, I'm just going to press save to files. So here I am on the files app on my phone, and you can see the documents that I've shared here. This is what it will look like if you share it to someone else's phone, or they may have it in another app. But all you need to do is click on that file and it will automatically take you to Pro Metronome. This is what will pop up where you can select a list to import the song. So if I click on playlist A, those songs will import to that playlist and add to them. Or I can say create an import, and it will create a new list for me. And there you have it. That is the playlist mode and the stage mode that goes along with the playlist mode. Thanks for watching.